little bit about product we developed, though. Does it ring a bell? Yeah. All right. So hello, everybody. My name is Robert Patterson. I'm Senior Vice President, Marketing Technology at MMGY. I'm privileged to be joined on stage by my friend and client, Andrew O'Connor, who is the Director of Content Marketing at Destination DC. Andrew and I have been working together for many years on website and website personalization. And today we're going to share with you what we've been doing to activate against data and make sure that we are maximizing our opportunities. Thank you for that. All right, so here we go. So we're going to jump in. You've already met us. We're the talking heads today. So we've entered into a new digital era, and your relevancy as a DMO is at stake. We've also now have the technology to deliver better experiences and value to travelers, local businesses, and your communities. So we're here today to share with you how consumer data platforms and personalization are proven tactics to drive digital success. And this is a tactic that's not being widely utilized by our industry, and is something that we should certainly be working more towards. So I rang the bell to talk about ControlTower, which really, my ringing the bell was a celebration of all the hard work of my team to put this product together. So ControlTower essentially is a consumer data platform that allows us to collect and create profiles for all the users coming to the website anonymously and then known through email, and then activate against that data. So it's not just about data collection, it's about activating against it. And I'll share a little bit about the platform with you, and then Andrew's going to walk through a case study for Destination DC. First, I'll acknowledge our early adopters, Destination DC, Fort Myers, Costa Rica, Arkansas, are all utilizing this technology. But what's the benefit value, right? Like, that's what I want to talk to you about today. What's the substance that you could take away from today's discussion? And really, what we're looking to solve for are some of the major challenges that we have currently in digital marketing. So the first is data compliance, making sure we're ethically and compliantly collecting that data in a responsible manner. It's enriching those data profiles with more information than just email and phone number. We have so much activities and so much stuff on the website that we can collect in order to better understand who those users are, to create those profiles, and then it's activating against that data. What does the data tell us about that consumer in which that we can nurture their experience and motivate them to become your next visitor? So the heart of our platform is really, like I said, a couple different core technologies that were put together. So protecting your organization from rapidly changing data regulations is essential, right? Those regulations are changing rapidly. We've partnered with OneTrust and implemented that into our solution to ensure that we're compliant from that standpoint. We are also collecting data points, like I said. So we can capture all the first-party cookie data that comes through. We're able to also look at all behavior data. And then we are actually tracking every click activity within the site, every event that's happening, every form field that gets collected, and storing that in that consumer profile, and just being able to utilize that to create the segmentations that we want to use for marketing. So we store all of this in a secure data platform that's owned and operated by you, and it allows you to access and look at all the content and the data there. And then within those persona profiles, we have what level of consent they provided, any of the personal identifiable information, their behavior, all the goals that they've completed so far, and session data, how many visits they've had and what they've completed in those sessions. So it gives us a lot of view of what that traveler is doing. And then we're able to activate those segments against marketing channels. So we've developed this platform in an open AI framework using an open source consumer data platform called Unomi. And essentially what we're able to do is take all of that data that we've collected on consumers and not only just personalize the website experience, but we're now able to deliver those segments to our email marketing team for them to deliver different automations or email messaging to those teams. And we're able to then deliver those new segments of known identifiable people who have raised their hand and said they're interested, and make sure that we're delivering against that from a paid standpoint. So we could be taking those segments and then making custom lists in Google and Meta and making sure that we're driving users and creating lookalikes and just benefiting from all the data we have and finding those other people with a high propensity to visit. And then, of course, we are able to tailor the website experience. So that includes A/B testing, content replacement, banners, fly-ins, modals, overlays, those kind of things that can help with sequential messaging, goal completion, those kind of things. And we're able to customize all of this so it feels inherently like a part of your website because it is a part of your website. So we are doing all of this because we are trying to create a united digital ecosystem in which we are collecting data from all of your different touch points with consumers in order to better understand those consumers and understand the touch points that are meaningful to them and how we can motivate them to take the next step. With that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Andrew, who could talk about the work that we've done with DC.
Thank you, Robert. So as Robert shared, I'm Andrew O'Connor. I'm the I am the Director of Content Marketing for Destination DC. And what the challenges for us in marketing a city like the nation's capital is so much of what defines the city is outside of our control. And what we really only can control is how we tell our story and how we engage the audiences. And that's what ControlTower helps us do more effectively. So we can get the stories out there about our small businesses, about the neighborhoods, about what really what our stakeholders care most about. So, like Robert shared, we've been working with MMGY and personalization for a number of years through many crises. Government shutdowns, how are people going to know that you can still actually see some museums when you're in DC? Well, we can ensure that anyone coming to the site, they're going to get that content. Driving traffic to key landing pages. But with ControlTower, what is most exciting is now we're storing the data to all of these segments, and that's giving us a huge opportunity to do a lot more with our marketing and remarketing. So, we're looking at the intent from all of the actions that users take on our site. We're engaging them with that storytelling and really trying to drive them through, understand who these users are and what they really care about. So then we can actually bring them to market and continue with that loyalty. So I'm going to talk a little bit about zero-party intent data. Essentially, when users are engaging with your site, the actions they take. So this is our homepage. You all probably have a similar homepage experience, leading off with a tagline, putting some third-party validation there about not just what you're saying, but what other people are saying about your destination, and trying to get that those goal conversions through signups, through events. But what we see here is our seasonal intent module, and we ask folks when they want to visit. And they can click, and in this case, select winter. And we tell them, hey, we're going to personalize this homepage experience. This is all going to just change. It's not even going to refresh the page. It's going to happen instantaneously. And you see a lot of this content is now something that users can interact with. They've told us when they want to travel. Now we can drive them further into that consideration phase. So, it's not just the national Christmas tree that you'll hear about in winter. It's ice skating along the Potomac River. It's downing a half smoke at Ben's Chili Bowl. And it's also, seeing Alex Ovechkin, the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer. Go Caps. But you go back, you see that winter experience is still there on the page. It's going to stay that way until you select a different season. Or deselect that season. So, why a seasonal intent module? DC shines in all 4 seasons. It's, the Cherry Blossom Festival, quick plug on that, is we're getting 250 more cherry blossom trees in 2026 for America's 250th. Really excited about that. Hopefully, folks will come out and see that. But, that's a very obvious seasonal experience, and we're in the thick of spring right now, but we're able to push winter. We're able to tell a really great story about the season without being in at that time, and I think that can help with driving off-peak business and continuing to tell our story all the time. So we've seen some good engagement. About 9% of sessions are engaging and playing around with this this widget here, and we're excited to continue to optimize that. And really, with that, with the ControlTower platform, what we want to do is understand if we know someone's going to come to visit in winter, Well, when can we hit them with some booking options? We need their email address. So that first-party data collection is super important. And we've run a pretty successful campaign with our DC on the Go-Go. We heard a little Chuck Brown on the walkout here. So go-go music is a music genre endemic to DC, but that's our local newsletter. So folks know a little bit about it. We send it out 2 times per month. Macy, right there, she's the one who puts that all together. We're only getting about 96 signups per month. So what we talked to our friends at MMGY, landed on a personalization campaign to target folks within 50-mile radius of DC, and now we're up to 1,300 subscribers per month. So that's an example of some locals. But we also are doing the same thing on our national newsletter. We're doing the same thing on our meetings newsletter. Acquisition is almost becoming a problem. We're trying to budget for all of those emails now that we have to send. So that's some unexpected cost. But it's actually great, and we're doubling up our national newsletter. So looking forward to continuing to drive those conversions. And with that, it's the opportunity to engage all these different audiences. So we talked a little bit seasonality and timing. It's also those consumer profiles about families, and looking at some of these campaigns to replace the content like that homepage experience you saw with folks who are part of the family audience. And we've already piloted something like that. But the next phase for us is continuing to lean into email and email automation, campaigns around these different audiences, and to continue to identify what are those intent markers. We have a booking solution, so we want to make sure we're engaging that audience. We have an AI chatbot. What are people telling the chatbot about their visit? And how can we continue to make sure that we're engaging them and telling them the right story at the right time? So some results here you see, we've got about 10 million consumer profiles created in the last 8 months, 58,000 of those with email addresses. They're known. And like I said in the onset here, for us, we need to differentiate from our destination from the federal government. And we see all of this, this engagement and the increase in engagement through these campaigns. That's telling me that we are telling that story. It's effective. It's doing its job. And we want to continue that good work. So I'm going to pass it off to Robert to take us home.
Thanks, Andrew. All right, if you want to click ahead. All right, there we go. So just some of the key takeaways for you all in terms of how to start or approach or think about personalizing your website. We talk about prioritizing data collection. Andrew just spent some time talking about the tactics that we've done in that area. It's so important today, right? We're spending so much money on brand, on research, on targeting our audiences. When we get them to the website, we have about 2 minutes and 2 pages to get their attention and capture their hearts and their minds, and hopefully their email addresses. So that's where we really want to make sure that we're tethering ourselves with the potential prospect visitor, is a way to get back, to be top of mind to them in their inbox and keep them engaged. And then obviously beyond email, all the things that we've been doing to collect all of this other intent-based data on these users, which we're very excited about bringing to the DMO space, because all the other travel service providers for so long have had such an easy opportunity of getting intent, right? You go to an OTA, they tell you, you say where you're going to go and what time. They can market to you in a million different ways then. How can we as an industry collect those data points so that we can be intelligently driving successful tactics? So understanding what that user's intent is, right? So we can meet them in the moment that they are and nurture them to make sure that we have them take the next logical step that we want them to take. And I would say start with goal optimization, right? Like let's capture the opportunities that are available to us and maximize those first, and then start expanding that out to content replacement. And that's what you see from the work that we've conducted together. So thank you all for your time today. Appreciate it so much. I'll be around if you guys have any questions. And thank you again, Andrew.
Thank you.